Hey, I'm Mac. Welcome back to my channel. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and consider joining my Patreon for access to new videos 12 to 24 hours early, as well as some Patreon exclusive content. Okay, so we're gonna be taking a look at the latest grift from Chad the Iguana's terrible iGenius company. iGenius, if you don't know, is basically a crypto education MLM. It's as bad as it sounds. It's not even actual cryptocurrency. It's just educational materials about cryptocurrency because, as we all know, cryptocurrency will be a great investment, tremendous store of value, and stable for years to come. Really, iGenius is most well known for being where WFAB, the Monate team, jumped ship to from Monate. So let's see what iGenius's latest grift is, because I'm telling you, if you thought that they couldn't get any worse, let me tell you, yeah, they can. Let's go.
I would love to get this smart finance launch webinar going. I want to bring on, of course, someone special to all of us, our president, Chad Garner. Chad, go ahead and unmute. Let's see if we can hear you. I know we were testing it out earlier, so we should be good, but...
I mean, I was so worried that he wouldn't be on this call. I'm so glad Chad the Iguana is here.
Let's test it out.
Nothing like technical difficulties on a launch day, right? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see you. Yep.
A little frustrated, Christian. We've had a...
Yeah, you would think after having so many launches that they wouldn't have so many technical difficulties anymore, but I guess they still do because they don't learn.
Couple of mishaps going on. The Ether connection isn't working, so I'm on Wi-Fi, so I apologize if our connection's a little bit rough today, guys. And my microphone broke this morning, so 2 for 2 starting this thing off. But guys, I am fired up. Christian, thanks a lot for the introduction, and thanks for all you do. Guys, smart finance is multiple years in the making. This product that we are going to talk about today, this is not something that we threw together over the past couple of weeks and we decided this would be a good idea. This is literally years in the making.
Oh, okay. It just seems like it is. Okay.
See, iGenius, we are a provider of financial education, research, tools. We provide people access to all sorts of different opportunities on our platform. And our whole goal is to help somebody improve their relationship with money. Our whole goal is to help somebody put themselves in a better position so that they can impact their own life, but
okay, first of all, impact as a transitive verb. Second of all, yeah, when I think of ways to have a better relationship with money, I think join an MLM. Definitely, that's the way.
More importantly, they can start to live a better life. They can impact their families' lives. Perhaps they can, at some point in time, give back to their community. They can do things that they've always dreamed about doing and really have a...
No one has ever dreamed about being in an MLM. Can we just get that super clear here?
Significant impact on this earth, right? I mean, that's a big, audacious goal, but that's what...
Yeah, it is.
the vision behind our company is, right? To become this dynamic platform that gives people access to the education, the information that they lack, that likely they weren't taught growing up. Possibly they, are in a situation where, finances have become a major burden, a major struggle for them. And we want...
Well, yeah, no one joins an MLM when their finances are just fantastic, when they're just all squared away.
I want to fix that. That's what our goal is. That's what our mission is. That's what our vision is. And so when we start talking about smart finance today, I want everybody to keep in mind that our intent here is to be able to help somebody, to be lend a hand and help somebody that may be in a tough situation, or somebody who's in a great situation, have the strategies and the information that is going to help them really, skyrocket and really be a catalyst to their overall wealth and their financial situation, guys. So I'm excited about this. A lot of you guys know we have a product. It's very important to me. It's called Money Pro. And Money Pro is just one of those products that has always focused on, helping people learn how to budget, how to, manage their finances the correct way, because nobody really should ever participate in the markets until they have all of their other financial ducks in a row. And so, Money Pro is something we've always included in all of our memberships, no matter what. And I've had many times where, people are like, hey, that's a product that is kind of different than all of these other, market participation products or these alerts products. And we've held strong in saying we absolutely need that. But we've always known that there was an opportunity to even have more. We always knew that there was, and we've looked at different providers through the years. We've vetted different opportunities. And I am so excited that over the past, call it about year, we have been able to work with a bunch of different, partners and create this smart finance ecosystem, this smart finance product offering today. So with all that, I'm going to jump in, guys. I am going to walk us through these slides. Once again, this is being recorded. So certainly, get this. If you have people on your team that weren't able to join today, make sure you have a plan to get them this information and understand that this deck that I'm going through today will be available in your back office later today. And let's jump right into it, guys. So what is smart finance? Well, just like it says here on the screen, it provides financial education and tools that can help you reduce debt, restore and rebuild your credit, learn crucial tax strategies, save money, and improve your financial habits, guys. There are 5 pillars or 5 subproducts underneath the Smart Finance umbrella. We're going to talk about all of these: Credit Pro, Tax Pro, Health Pro, Debt Pro, and Save Pro. And we'll go in that order today. So let's jump right in.
Wow, it sure sounds like a miracle ecosystem, doesn't it? Now let me just give a little bit of backstory here on me. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Anything that I am saying here is just stuff that I've learned by experience. I think that I've had some challenging experiences that not a lot of people have. And I mean, they're mostly my fault, but I went from a career where I used to make a lot more money, and then there was a little bit of a catastrophic personal event, and then I had a lot of outstanding debts that I couldn't pay, and so I've been through a lot of this shit. Okay, I've seen the I've seen the full range of it. Okay, and so I have a little bit of insight on whether any of this is feasible or not. And I'm just going to say outright here at the beginning that there's nothing magical that can repair your credit. Unless there's stuff on your credit report that's not accurate, there's nothing that's going to just poof away accounts that are, past due or that have been charged off or whatever. So that's just not going to happen, especially if it's already been flagged as charged off on your credit report. There's really nothing that you can do about that any farther. All you can really do going forward is rebuild it. Now, luckily, the credit card industry is predatory, and you can use the fact that it is predatory sort of to your advantage, because when you've had a situation where you've had to have a lot of bills charged off or something, or even if you've had a bankruptcy, they still want to make money off of you by getting you another credit card. And that's how you can build credit back. But you have to remember this time to do it right. You can't do it the way that you were.
Money Pro is something we've always included in all of our memberships, no matter what. And I've had many times where, people are like, hey, that's a product that is kind of different than all of these other market participation products or these alerts products. And we've held strong in saying we absolutely need that. But we've always known that there was an opportunity to even have more. We always knew that there was, and we've looked at different providers through the years. We've vetted different opportunities. And I am so excited that over the past, call it about year, we have been able to work with a bunch of different, partners and create this smart finance ecosystem, this smart finance product offering today. So with all that, I'm going to jump in, guys, into it, guys. So what is smart finance? Well, just like it says here on the screen, it provides financial education and tools that can help you reduce debt, restore and rebuild your credit, learn crucial tax strategies, save money, and improve your financial habits, guys. There are 5 pillars or 5 subproducts underneath the Smart Finance umbrella. We're going to talk about all of these: Credit Pro, Tax Pro, Health Pro, Debt Pro, and Save Pro. And we'll go in that order today. So let's jump right in. Let's talk about what is Credit Pro. How can this help you? Why is this important? Well, first of all, Credit Pro helps people monitor, restore, rebuild, and protect their credit. Guys, I want you to take a look at that sentence. It's more than just credit repair. We hear a lot about credit repair out there, right? There's a credit repair company or a credit repair agency. That is not what Credit Pro is. This is so much bigger. This is so much more. First of all, we have partnered with, different providers to give you the very best when it comes to monitoring your credit. Obviously, there is a goal to restore or repair your credit. That is one of the intents, one of the goals of this platform.
Well, that's all well and good, but there's nothing that you can actually do there's nothing that an external agency can do to repair your credit. The only way that your credit is going to be repaired is if you rebuild it over time. I'm just speaking as someone who's been through a lot of financial shit that most people don't go through. Unless there's information on your credit report that is inaccurate or that pertains to someone else or to an account that you didn't open or something, there's nothing that can really be done to remove that from your credit report. It's going to stay on there. So there's really nothing that a credit repair agency or whatever can do for you that you wouldn't be able to just do on your own. What you're gonna have to do is you're going to have to just start rebuilding your credit from scratch, pretty much. Well, not from scratch, but most likely you're going to end up in a very not credit worthy score, and you're going to have to build back from there. You're going to have to start off with some secured credit cards and build it from there. There's no magic wand that a credit repair agency can wave that will cause you to suddenly have a good credit score again. That's just the way it is. But what I can tell you is that even after a catastrophic set of circumstances, you can actually build back some credit faster than you think. But you have to get it under control first. You have to figure out what you're going to actually do. If you're just trying to keep paying the minimum on the outstanding debts and you're not getting anywhere, you might have to consider if you might need to file for bankruptcy or something, which is not necessarily what you have to do. It depends on depends on your assets and everything. Bankruptcy is just for people who have assets, pretty much, that they're trying to protect. If you don't have any assets like a home or something that they can take away from you, if you don't have the money and you're not getting anywhere, then your credit score is going to go in the trash anyway. I'm not a financial advisor. What am I doing? But all that these people are doing is they're just preying on people who are in a very bad place in their life financially, and they're just trying to get that last little thing out of them because, of course, you want to get your credit score fixed or whatever, but that's just not the way that it works. I guarantee you there's nothing that these agencies can do that you could not do on your own. And as far as credit monitoring, there's no need to go through iGenius for any of this. If you need to have if you want to look at your credit, you can either go through one of the 3 credit bureaus. You can go through Experian or TransUnion or Equifax. Take your pick. Those are the 3 credit bureaus, and they have credit monitoring. I don't think that it's necessary for most people, but if that's what you want to do, you can certainly do it. You don't have to go through iGenius for it. You could just cut out the middleman. And there's also the annual credit report that you can get for free to get a list out at least of your accounts and see where you are. You don't need iGenius for this.
Restore, rebuild. But the other side of that is to actually build and protect your credit so that you can do all the things that are important when it comes to credit, right? If you live in the United States and you want to buy a home, then your credit score and your credit profile is a very important part of that conversation. If you want to buy a car and you want to have lower interest rates, if you want to save money, and instead of giving it to the banks, if you want to keep that money to yourself, then your credit is a very crucial part of that. I was on the phone with a guy just recently who explained that of the 360 million people live in America or whatever it is, there are 100 million people that have a credit score that has negative marks on it, or has negative aspects to it that can be improved with proper with the proper tools and the right understanding of how that works. So guys,
what the hell did that mean? Is he saying that there's 100 million that have a derogatory remark on their credit report? Or is he saying that they have a derogatory remark that can be... Because he didn't say that they could repair it at this agency. He might have just meant that it eventually drops off of your credit report, which is true of basically any derogatory mark. Even a bankruptcy eventually drops off your credit report. So I don't even know what... That was such a vague statement. It sounds like he didn't even know what he was talking about. So I wouldn't put too much stock in that.
Credit Pro users get access to Credit Versio. So Credit Versio, guys, is a third-party company. I'm going to talk all about them here in just a minute. But they created this incredibly it's artificial intelligence powered, it's proprietary, do-it-yourself restoration software. And this software is...
It's AI-powered, do-it-yourself software. Okay.
Is game-changing, guys. This is... No, I'm going to leave it on because I'm going to share it. Is there a little feedback? So let's put it over here. Hey, let's take it out here. And now I'll come grab it. We got, we're going to go live on my phone later on. And apparently that was causing some feedback. So we're back. Sorry, guys. Okay. So Credit Pro users get access to this Credit Versio, third-party company. It's do-it-yourself software. Now, do-it-yourself software. I remember when I was learning about Credit Versio and they were talking about it's DIY software. I'm like, well, why would somebody, isn't the whole intent of it to be not do it yourself? You let the software do it instead of do it yourself. So when they call it DIY software, it's because when it comes to credit bureaus, and when it comes to restoring, repairing, trying to get your credit in shape, there's actually a bunch of regulation and there's a bunch of guidelines that these credit bureaus have to follow. And you are in a much better position if you are the one that is actually sending in the letters and trying to dispute the different credit marks and things like that on your score. And so when it comes to do it yourself, the reason is because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one that actually sends the letters. But that being said, that's the only thing that you have to do. When I talk about using artificial intelligence, when we talk about software, the Credit Pro software does a tremendous job of going through using artificial intelligence and identifying where you should spend your time. It actually provides you and prompts you all along the way with all the details, all the specifics. It actually even provides you the templates for the letters and how to position your case. And all you literally have to do is print it out, pop it in the envelope, and send off. And yes, credit repair, they actually are still, this is, government regulatory, government agencies, they still expect and only will respond to a written letter, well, not a written letter, but a letter.
Okay, see, this is what makes me think that Chad doesn't know what he's talking about here. The credit bureaus are not government agencies. They are private companies. The United States government does not give you a credit score. Your credit score is issued by the credit reporting agencies, by Equifax, by Experian, by TransUnion. It doesn't have anything to do with the government. So I don't know what he's talking about here. Additionally, most of the credit bureaus will let you, if you have something that you want to dispute, you can go right onto their website and you can dispute it on there. In some cases, you might have to make an account. But I believe if you get your annual credit report, and I'll have the link for the annual credit report in the description. If you get the annual credit report, you can look through all of those things and see if there's anything that you don't recognize. And if you do find that there's incorrect information on there, you can send them in a letter yourself. You don't need AI to tell you to send in a letter about something that you don't recognize. It's not going to give you any benefit that you couldn't do on your own. It's either correct or it's not correct. And if it's correct, if the information on your credit report is accurate, then there's nothing that you're going to be able to do to get that off of there. So I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what people expect it to be able to do, but it's not going to be able to work magic on there. And all of these things are things that you could do on your own, especially since you have to send the letter in yourself. Well, you can send a letter to the credit bureaus on your own. There's 3 of them. So there you go. All it's going to do is give you a template. There are free templates for letters to send to credit bureaus available on the internet. There are all kinds of organizations that provide free help about disputing stuff with the credit bureaus. So I don't see how a piece of DIY AI software is going to help with this.
In the mail that is sent, and the software is going to give you all the tools and all the step-by-step on how to do this the right way. So if you ever out there and you hear about somebody that's like, well, I know about this credit repair software and it does everything for you. You literally click a button, then you sit back and your credit gets repaired. I'm here to tell you that all of that is garbage, because the bureaus, they look at the addresses of the letters coming in, and if they don't match up with the person that they're actually receiving the letter from, it's thrown out and it doesn't even work. So when we talk about do-it-yourself software, this software is incredible, guys. It gives you everything that you need. In addition to the software.
Okay, I know for a fact that Experian accepts disputes online, and I'd be very surprised if the other 2 did not accept disputes online. Like, they don't want to read that shit.
Credit Pro users also get access to a robust library of credit building educational videos that can really put you on a path to maintain.
There are plenty of credit building educational videos on YouTube for free. Okay, check out the financial diet. Jesus Christ, that's free.
Maintaining a strong credit profile. All right. So let's go into this real quick. Why, some of these benefits of this Credit Versio software. Again, we've partnered with this company called Credit Versio. They are the absolute leader when it comes to credit restoration software. And Credit Pro users, smart finance customers, they get a 20% discount on the software license that is a monthly license. Guys, that is unheard of, because Credit Versio already is a leader when it comes to like the best price in the market for having software.
It's gonna come down to whether the information on your credit report is accurate or not. And you can get a copy of your credit report from all 3 agencies by going to annualcreditreport.com. And all you have to do is then review that credit report and see if all the information on it is accurate. If it's accurate, then there's nothing that a credit repair company can do for you. They might claim that they can, but they can't. And then if any of it is inaccurate, you can go to the website for that credit reporting agency, and they will have their dispute process outlined for you step by step. And most of the process you can complete online. You don't need to do this shit. Furthermore, if you are sending in a form letter like what he's suggesting here, that's not going to do any better than a letter that came from a credit repair agency. Okay, like it's still going to come across as being a form letter, and you're still going to need to supply plenty of supporting documentation and evidence that would go along with your dispute. You're not going to be able to just print out a form letter and send it on in and have it get you results. And again, that's only going to apply if there's inaccurate information on your credit report. If it's accurate, then you're just stuck with it.
Our software includes Smart Credit. Smart Credit is the monitoring service. We're going to get into that just a little bit, but you get a discount on the whole thing. So you're getting a discount on your monitoring. You're getting a discount on the actual software. Anybody off the street that thinks that they can go get a discount with credit software or with the monitoring is crazy. This is such an exclusive, such a cool discount that nobody else has. And you can go out there, you can put my face next to that. You will not find other places that have the ability to get your monitoring and the software on top of it. Even just the monitoring alone without the software, you won't be able to get at the price we're able to get it as an iGenius smart finance customer. So really, really cool. You get a 20% discount. And then again, just some of the benefits, like I talked about, the disputes are on all 3 of the bureaus. We were talking about this software with one of our, we had a group of our leaders on earlier this week, and they asked about some of these these free credit monitoring or free credit, websites that you can go to. Well, first of all, most of those, they only give you the ability to see what your credit score is on one of the bureaus, which doesn't matter because your score actually, needs to count all of the three bureaus, the different banking, parties and stuff like that. They look at all three of the bureaus. And in most cases, they provide an absolute, just like, they're not providing any sort of repair or anything that any of the tools that this has, but you can dispute all three bureaus, which is huge because that comes down to the monitoring that you're getting access to. You have unlimited disputes. And like I said earlier, you get professional letter templates that are written in a format that the bureaus will prefer. Again,
no, they're not going to prefer it because it's just going to be a form letter and no one wants to get a form letter. They're going to need you to provide them with details about what you're disputing because guess what? The bureaus have to investigate a dispute you send in unless they consider it to be frivolous. Then they don't have to. Furthermore, none of this, you can send unlimited disputes to the credit agency on your own. You don't need permission to send in unlimited disputes. You can do that yourself. Furthermore, annualcreditreport.com is where you get the free, you can get it for free. They're required to give it to you. You get all three bureaus when you go on there. So I don't know what he's talking about with this. This is a bunch of bullshit.
And it'll come from your address so that you will make sure that they actually will open the letter. They'll actually, take the time to use it versus throwing it out the window like they do.
If it's just a form letter that says that is a dispute that's frivolous, no, they're not going to look at it, especially if it's the same template that everyone else is sending in.
With most. And then in the software, there are these short tutorials and little videos that walk you through step by step. I mean, these guys haven't been able to carve out a ton of market share. And I'm talking about Credit Versio because without really having some really cool, user-friendly, very intuitive user experience they've created. So this software is absolutely awesome. And again, you get a 20% discount on this software. In addition to that,
unless you have a very complicated situation, you don't need anything more than your credit report. Look at it if it's accurate or not, and then go from there. And if you need additional assistance on how to file a dispute, you go to Experian, go to Equifax, go to TransUnion, and go to the dispute center, and they will tell you how to do it step by step, and you can do it online.
Software includes Smart Credits monitoring, where you get access to all of the, again, we already talked about, you get the reports and the scores from all three bureaus, which is huge. You won't find it anywhere else. You get all of these different products that are within Smart Credit's offering. Again, Smart Credit is the monitoring service that powers the Credit Versio software. Money Manager helps you manage all of your accounts online in one place. It alerts you about payments due and daily transactions. So that's really cool. So you don't miss payments. You don't get yourself into a worse situation. Actually helps you get out of the situation you may be in. There's Score Builder, helps you see exactly which items are helping and hurting your credit score. Score Tracker, you can view all the different credit scores and how they're progressing. And then Score Boost is you see how your spending is affecting your score. Actually, your spending habits have an impact on your credit score. And then included in all of this software is,
I mean, they don't directly. They do in terms of how you and how much you spend, but they're not like going through like what you're spending it on. They're just looking at your utilization versus how much you've paid off. None of this is anything that you can't do through Credit Karma or through Wallet Hub. You can do any of these things on there.
Privacy and fraud insurance. You have $1 million identity fraud insurance for you and your whole family. Guys, this is an incredible offer. And this is just one of the pillars. And I've only talked mostly about the software. In addition to the software, you get a whole library of videos and access to additional information when it comes to Credit Pro. With that, we're going to move over to Health Pro. Guys, when you start thinking about all things finance, right, you got, right at the base, you got to get credit if you're ever going to have success financially, because credit's a huge part of your ability to, not pay a ton in interest. You've got taxes, which we all, death and taxes, right? We all have to pay taxes. So having the right strategies, the right plan in place to reduce how much we pay in taxes, those are fundamental. Now we move into Health Pro, because all of us, whether you are self-employed, whether you are an employee, health, insurance, health care, health coverage, your health is such an important part, and in most cases, such an expensive part of your life and of your monthly, expenses every single month. And so we're aware of that at iGenius. One of the things we wanted to make sure in the Smart Finance bundles, we had a plan to help people with solutions, options, answers when it comes to all things related to their healthcare, to their health insurance. And so Health Pro users get access to a variety of different things. We'll start off by this HMA, Health Matching Account Benefit. Guys, this is something I can almost guarantee nobody on this, there's hundreds of people on this call right now. And I would imagine none of you have ever had something like this or even are aware of this type of an account. So there are these, it's called a health matching account. So it's a proprietary account these guys have been able to set up. We've partnered with the company that created this offer. And it basically protects you and your family from healthcare expenses that are not covered by your health insurance or Medicare. So you probably have all heard of like an HSA plan or a flex spending plan. Those are all tied into a health insurance plan. This HMA account is for anyone and everyone, whether you have insurance or don't have insurance, whether you have a certain type of insurance. Anybody is able to get one of these accounts set up, these matching accounts. Within the account, you get like a little debit card that you can spend this money. But the idea here is every dollar that you save, every dollar you contribute to this plan, you can actually use about $2. Again, it's not always two exactly, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, when you spend money for all things medically related.
I mean, you can get a health matching account online for free. Like, it doesn't cost you anything. You just have to put your contribution in that you do every month. I don't know if it's really going to be a good option for anybody because you're required to have health insurance here, and it's going to be friggin' expensive anyway if you have to pay out of pocket when you don't have insurance. Because part of the thing that part of the benefit of having insurance is that your insurance company is going to be able to negotiate the price that you're going to pay down. Whereas if you're just paying cash or you're paying with this HMA thing, I mean, you're still going to have to pay the full price because they're not going to negotiate with that. But if you want to have one of those, if that's your best option or whatever, you can go online and get that. You don't have to go through iGenius. It's free to go online and get it. Okay, so we're going to skip ahead to the next product, which is the Debt Pro product. And he's going to open with talking about the feelings associated with debt. And this is mainly because I feel that if I'm going to address the health insurance aspects of this, that's really more complex and probably warrants its own video. And we are also going to be skipping the tax product because I don't feel as qualified to speak on that. And I also didn't think that side of it was as interesting as the other parts.
It's been in debt. That's the kind of the burden. That's the thing that hangs over your head the very most. And it's like, for most people, it's not even, it's like a virus or it's like a sickness. If you have debt problems, they just continue to kind of weigh you down. And so in most cases, debt is one of the most important things to focus on in order to get.
What an interesting perspective on it. Like what, you're going to infect someone else with your debt problems?
Yourself financially healthy, right? Debt Pro is designed to help people quickly eliminate their debt, save thousands of dollars on interest, and build wealth without having to refinance or change their current lifestyle. The goal here is not to, completely disrupt everything you're doing and all of a sudden you are eating rice and beans and you're hungry every day because you had to commit every single dollar that you make over to your debts. The goal here is to do it in a strategic and have a plan and a software solution that can help you do this. Now, the things I've talked about up to this point.
Okay, so you're not refinancing, you're not changing your lifestyle. So how is software going to help you do that?
For example, Tax Pro, where if you are interested in forming an entity, there's obviously a cost with working with Scott Burnett and his team. But as a Smart Finance subscriber, you'll get it for a lot less. Or, in the case of the Credit Versio software, it's incredible software. You won't get it cheaper anywhere else. And as a Smart Finance user, you're going to get it at a 20% discount. Debt Pro is different than those, whereas the Debt Pro software that you get access to is included in your subscription. So I'm going to talk here a little bit about the pricing and what this Smart Finance product costs and everything else that way. But Debt Pro is included 100% free with your Smart Finance subscription. So let's jump into this. Basically, Debt Pro is going to help people take control of their finances and offers financial freedom at their fingertips. All right, the software is going to show you a couple of things. how to manage your expenses with a financial roadmap. It's going to identify which debts need to get paid first. That's where this is so important. It actually helps you identify which ones need to get paid off first, which ones to focus on, which ones are having the greatest impact to your overall debt situation. It's going to help you pay off your mortgage in a third or less time, build wealth using interest that you're right now just paying to the banks. There's even a thing where you become debt free by a specific date. And obviously here, you have the ability to save thousands on interest. There's a budgeting app that's deep linked inside of the software, weekly Q&A session.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you should pay whatever has the highest interest rate off first. There you go. There's a tip for free.
Guys, you can see over there on the right side, similar debt elimination software is generally sold for, I've seen even more than $3,000 for an annual license, because that's how robust, that's how feature rich this software is. And again, you're getting it as a part of your Debt Pro.
I'm going to go with no matter what feature set it has, you don't need software that costs that much. You don't need any software. What you need to do, you probably just need more money.
Product, and as a part of the Smart Finance subscription. It also includes, access to a third party inside of the Debt Pro software. There's a third party debt resolution.
What is it with Chad and the word third party?
Team that's going to give you the ability, if you have some pretty significant debt and you may need, even a greater step than just beyond the software, there's an entire team that can work with you. You get exclusive benefits, exclusive discounts working with this team to be able to get your debt situation under control, get it all paid off. And again, guys,
what does that even mean? What, like they're going to pay it off for you? What? I don't know what he thinks that's going to result in. If you need to negotiate with your creditors, you can do that yourself. Trust me, they want to get paid. Okay. So if you're not able to pay them the full amount, then they're going to want to negotiate with you. I mean, they're going to want you to pay the full amount, but if they can't get that out of you, then they're going to negotiate with you, and they might take less than the full amount to settle the account. All you got to do is ask them. You can call them on the phone. You can write them a letter. Because at the end of the day, they don't want you to stiff them. They want to get paid, and they understand that if you don't have the money, they can't force you to have the money. And if you don't have the money and you're offering them anything, that's more than nothing. And so they might work with you. You don't need any software to negotiate out that kind of thing. You can do that yourself. They'll talk to you because they want to get paid.
This type of stuff normally costs thousands and thousands of dollars that you're getting with your Smart Finance subscription. Again, some of the benefits, you can see your credit utilization in a snapshot. You can see how debt consolidation or a new loan can improve your finances, track and manage living expenses. There's a debt.
Just about any bank can do that for you. Mint.com can do that for you. All of that's free. There are so many services that will do this free because that data is useful to them. So most credit cards will have somewhere where you can go that will show you that. Most banks will show you that.
Income ratio calculator. So Christian, I wanted to just throw this back to you because I know you've had the chance this past.
I mean, do you want me to show it? I got it pulled up if you want me to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me stop my screen share and you can do it.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So guys, real quick, story time with Christian, right? I moved about 20 years ago across the country. I had pretty much no credit. I had no debt also, but I quickly found myself in debt because I was furnishing a home, renting a place. I moved out here in a Mazda 626, right? So you can imagine what you can smash in there. And I was moving my entire life. I started to get myself into trouble and quickly found myself in debt. So I started having debt collectors call, and it was absolutely miserable. I didn't file bankruptcy. I got really, really close to filing bankruptcy, but to have something like this at that time would have been phenomenal because I didn't know anything about finances. I had gone to a little bit of college. all through high school, you don't learn anything about finances. You don't learn anything about debt, how to get yourself out of these constraints. So seeing this software got me really excited because I have felt the pain of debt before, to the point where I actually almost filed bankruptcy because I just didn't know what to do. Now, with this debt, the software that we have access to, the thing that I love most is it gives you a bunch of different options on how to go about attacking your debt. So I put in a couple of these, just random, like I put a Chase Bank thing in here, student loans, just so we had a couple in here. And you can see that, right, I just threw in some random interest rates, how much the monthly payment was, again, just making up numbers so that you can see when you can pay this off. Now, up here in the top right-hand side, you see that it tells me I'll be debt-free in 2030, which, is sad to a degree if this is, what I'm going towards, but it at least gives me a roadmap. On the left-hand side, I can see the payoff plan. The reason I like this is because it shows me month by month when I make my payments, what my debt becomes, and also when something comes off the list. So I've got this Chase Bank one. If I don't charge anything else, it comes off in September 2023.
All right, Christian. Well, we both know here, since you have experience with debt, you should know that phrase right there, if I don't charge anything else, is doing a lot of heavy lifting there, okay? Just about any credit account that you have where you can pay it off early will show you a payoff calculator whenever you want. You can just go onto their app or their website and it'll show it to you. There are all kinds of free resources that will do exactly this, only better. All over the place. It's not that complicated. It's just the fact that it kind of sucks going through it and it can feel very limiting, and something that says it's the answer, maybe it is. Maybe this is what I need to do it. No, it's just the work that you need to do is hard, okay? So you'd rather just try and pretend that this is what you needed, isn't it? It's disgusting. It's really despicable how they're just taking even further advantage of people who are going through a difficult time. As if it wasn't bad enough already with what they were already doing. Now they got to add this on and start going after people who are in debt. Great. Super awesome. You guys are awesome.
The other things that you can do in here is you can adjust your monthly budget. So I can go in here and say, all right, well, I know I'm paying my minimum payments right now, which is never going to get me out of the hole, but I've got a little bit more that I can put into it. So I've got 950. That's my monthly payments plus the additional that I have. So you can adjust this, and let's say, I came into a little bit of money for a change at $1,250. You'll notice my August 2028 shifted down, right? So there's so many cool different things that you can do in here, and I chose.
Okay, so what good does that even do you? Because you still only had the amount that you had to pay off. If you have money that you can use to pay off your debts, then you should, okay? Pay off the one that has the highest interest rate first.
Was the debt avalanche, right? So I said, I want to pay off my highest interest rates first, but you can check all of these different ones on, okay, how do I want to pay off my debt? How do I want to attack it? Which is really cool. And if you don't understand some of those, which I didn't, you can come over here to the training section and compare what might work best for you. So there's a lot of different ways that we can come in here because, again, ultimately what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a better relationship with money. I know what it feels like to have a terrible relationship with money. And to
all of these things, all of these resources, all this education, it's all available on the internet for free.
Get something like this at your fingertips, which comes free with your Smart Finance subscription.
All of this information would be yours free on YouTube.
Is absolutely fantastic. So I absolutely love this. For me, this is probably the piece that I was most excited for, except for the one more that Chad's going to talk about, the other pillar. And that's because I took care of my credit. I figured out how to do that. Obviously, I'm a 9-to-5, so I have health insurance and taxes. I have, my tax guy. So for me, it was like, oh man, these two alone are absolutely fantastic. So that's kind of why I got into this one first. And Chad knew that I had done that, so he wanted me to talk quickly on it. But Yeah, Chad, anything else you'd want me to say on this?
While you're on that page, just over on that left side, I referenced there was, you get access to this debt resolution team, and you can see that's right there, that red button, connect with a debt advisor now. And so that's if you need just a little more hand holding. If you're in a situation where you're like, man, I really need, this is on top of the software, right? And then there's connect with the budgeting app. So there's a budgeting app that just allows you to really through the means of technology, keep your budget in line and just put yourself in a healthier spot. But yeah, I mean, powerful software, beautiful user interface, very intuitive.
It is.
What are you talking about? That is fugly.
Yeah, and one thing I would say is, the account list, right? So I go in here, you can see my account list. I'll add something else, let's say Best Buy, right? I went and bought a television, $1,200 bucks. I don't know. We'll just say it's 15%.
Jesus Christ, 15%?
3,000, and my next due date is the 1st, and maybe I have $100 minimum. So when I do that, it updates everything for me. My balance, my debt-free date. I kept my monthly budget the same. So now when I go over to my payoff plan.
Okay, there are so many tools online that would do all of that shit for you automatically.
I can see exactly what debts are being paid down first, when I would be free from that debt. I mean, it really is pretty dang fancy.
It really is the same thing that is available on so many different websites for free.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I use this example often, right? Somebody could say, look, I don't need to get a gym membership to get in shape. I can do jumping jacks and push-ups and sit-ups in my living room. I don't need to pay the gym. I could get in shape. And somebody has the potential, let me flip my camera back on. Somebody has the potential to get out of debt by being, very diligent at making sure you make all your payments. But guess what? Most of those people, they don't. They don't get out of debt. And it's just like the people that say that they can get in shape without the gym. They don't get in shape
because most people who get a gym membership who aren't in shape suddenly become in shape. Okay, yeah, no, I would say that's a great metaphor.
Is going to the gym, now they're actually committed to it. They put a little skin in the game. And it's the same thing with getting out of debt, right? If you really want to do it right, if you really want to get a plan, then now you have access to this software. The cool thing is it's included with your smart finance subscription. And so, yeah, I mean, if you really are wanting to get out of debt, which, obviously I think most people realize the importance of that, then smart finance is the way to go. And this software is an absolute game changer.
Chad, I'm so sorry that you seem to be so self-conscious about not making mouth noises now, but I think that it makes your presentations a lot better.
Okay, let me make sure. Are you seeing my screen again? Christian, everything good?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, cool. Let's go on to the final pillar, the fifth pillar of the smart finance, underneath the smart finance umbrella. The fifth subproduct, if you will, is something called Save Pro. Guys, this one is fun. This is really fun. Everybody loves to save money, right? All of us love it when we get a deal.
Yeah, they look like they're having fun.
There's just nothing better than knowing that you paid less than the guy next, right? And especially when that starts.
I can think of at least 3 things that are better than that.
To add up, if you do it consistently, all of a sudden you start saying, oh man, I saved $30 this month, $50, whatever the number is. That gets really fun because those dollars can be used so much better. Rather than just overpaying for things, you have the ability to put that money to work, maybe in the financial markets, maybe something else. And so Save Pro is
yeah, put it to work on the financial markets.
A customized savings network and application, mobile application, but also has a desktop version with unlimited use discounts from over 700 world-class popular brands, serving 100% of all U.S. metro and micropolitan markets and 99% of rural communities too. And I'm going to show you what we mean by rural communities. I live on the outskirts of Salt Lake City, obviously, in a smaller town. It's a suburb of Salt Lake City. And I'm going to show you that this platform has customized savings discounts for anybody everywhere. Save Pro gives users access to one of the largest private discount networks in the world with over 1 million locations. All right, I'm going to go on to this next slide. I'm going to show you guys some of the brands, some of the things that are available. So with Save Pro, you can access up to 50% savings on local stores, no matter where you are, where you live, shop, eat, play, and travel. Save Pro features some of the world's best brands, including Target, Disney Parks, Express, Celebrity Cruises, Verizon, Zales, Samsung, Kohl's, big time players. All right, so what I'm going to do now, guys, I want to show you guys what I mean, right? I'm talking about it. I'm going to go real quick. I'm going to grab my mobile phone. I'm going to switch screens. So I'm going to stop my share here, and I'm going to show you guys this app, which you get access to with Smart Finance. Give me 2 seconds here. Stop the video there.
Let me just delete Grinder off of here.
And guys, I'll say this about the app as well. I always tease my wife because she says, "Oh, I saved us a bunch of money because I used a coupon or whatever," right? And my response is always the same. Well, you'd save us a lot of money if you didn't go to the store, but we need to go shopping. We need to go to the store. We need these things. And so it's actually really neat to have this at our fingertips. And what you'll see that Chad's going to share is there's a lot of opportunities to save all around the local areas. And I was surprised. I live in a pretty rural area as well and found
blurring out children.
Some great deals.
Okay, so my wife would probably kill me because I'm showing her and she probably hasn't approved this picture. This is on my screensaver on my phone or whatever on the background. So you can see right there that My Deals app, that is the app that powers the Save Pro ecosystem. And so you'll download that from the App Store. I'm going to tap on it and I'm going to open it up, right? So right out the gates, it's going to show me this map.
Of course, he lives in Kaysville.
Of exactly where I am. See, I'm that little blue dot that's
Chad's just doxing himself right the fuck out here.
That's flashing. And you can see just right here next to me, there are a bunch of places that I could tap on and I can get information about the deals that they offer. Again, I live in a small little community. This is right here and I'm already seeing all those.
Okay, I mean, Kaysville is not like a huge, town or anything. But the thing is, the metro areas of Salt Lake City and the surrounding cities is the Wasatch Front is pretty much a continuous line of cities that doesn't really have any discontinuities in it. Like they all just kind of run together. So it's a little bit disingenuous to like act like he's like out in like he's not out in like Delta, Utah or anything.
And again, it's just highlighting the ones that are like within a stone's throw of me. If I come back here to the home page, I can actually scroll down. I can see featured offers from all the top brands that Save Pro gets you access to, all the key things that they're promoting right now, a lot of stuff about back to school and stuff like that, Smile Direct Club, a lot of you guys know about that. It's getting your braces or whatever fixed and
well, yeah, thank God for that local offer.
Stuff like that, Kohl's, you can see all that. But I can come down here, there's online exclusive offers, right? Again, I can see the types of brands I'd be getting access to. But my favorite thing is I come by here to nearby offers, right? So this is stuff that's just right by me. This is Old Grist Mill. It's like a little sandwich and bread shop that's literally across the street. We sometimes will walk over to, and I can tap on that and I can see what they're offering. I can see that there's 3 different offers. It's a free loaf of bread with a purchase of any loaf, purchase of a soup with the same, or a free cookie or brownie. I'm telling you, I hate to admit this, the cookies and brownies, they are a weakness of mine.
That's the deal that you get with that. That's just how the Old Grist Mill's menu works, Chad. Everybody knows that, okay? And everybody knows you can go in and you can try a free slice of hot bread. That's just part of the menu, Chad. And you can get 2 loaves for $9.99 with a free cookie. That's how it works. That's called the menu. That's not a special deal just for you.
And I can literally go get one for free. All I gotta do is go purchase a sandwich and I get a free cookie. Saves me like $3.50 or $4.
Yeah, what?
I mean, they're not cheap, what they offer there. And it's
what? Chad, a cookie is less than $1 at the Old Grist Mill, and a brownie is $1.64. Okay, stop lying. This is why you need to know better than to spout all your nonsense with someone else who also lives in the same metro area, okay? And Draper is better than Kaysville.
What they offer there, and it's literally right there, 0.1 mile within me. Anyway, you can see Vasa Fitness. There's things, Pizza, Jiffy Lube, Pizza Hut. Guys, this thing is...
Wow, Pizza Hut can't get local chain deals like that. Pizza Hut is disgusting.
Really, really cool. And just right there, just showing me everything that's close by. You can just see the deals. I mean, Olive Garden, Enterprise, Rent-A-Car. I mean, everything right there. And I can tap on these and like,
yeah, you guys, Olive Garden.
see what they're offering. I mean, $3 off a good burger, free small fry with the purchase of any burger. Dude, every single day, I have the ability to go in. I can save a few bucks every single time. Things that I would have probably purchased anyway, and I have the ability to save on.
Wow, thank God you can get free small fry. He's gonna be like, oh my God, did you know that if you go to Olive Garden with our app, you can get free breadsticks?
On that, I'm gonna show you one more thing. I'm gonna throw that up there. Sorry, that's kind of in the way, but
Ew, I don't want you to throw up.
you know, we're working with what we got here. So that's the deals section. Over here on the bottom, I can tap on that travel button. And right there in travel, I can now use this as a travel portal. Now, a lot of you are wondering, well, wait a minute, doesn't iGenius already have a partnership with Wanderlust? We have Travel Pro. Oh my gosh, what's this? Well, guys, guess what? We are never going to apologize for giving you too much value. We're
yeah, you know, they have prices that are like almost as their prices are almost as good as Hotwire, you guys.
never going to apologize for offering too many ways for you to save money and for giving you too many great things. So you now have another platform built inside of the Save Pro mobile application where you can save money when it comes to travel. So let's say I want to go to Vegas, right? That's somewhere that we do some visiting from time to time. I can go to Las Vegas. I can select my dates. Let's say I'm going to go from here to here, save, 1 room, 2 adults, search. Okay, pulling up the information.
Well, it sure seems like it's very fast and efficient. It just pulls up those results right away.
Almost there. Check that. And now I'm seeing all of the different options I have. Big time savings. And the cool thing is I can see the nightly rate. I can tap here at the top. I can see the total price. So I can see what's being offered out there online on the Orbitz and the Expedias.
I just put in the same dates and I got $52, $46, $45. So I don't know, man. It doesn't seem like your deals are that good.
$438. You can see that inside of Save Pro, I'd be getting that Tropicana for $238. That includes taxes and fees. I think that's a really cool feature here. They don't try to like hide.
I guarantee you that does not include the resort fee. That is never included in Las Vegas. It might include the taxes and like the booking platform fees. That does not include the resort fee. It never does. Never. Because you pay that at the hotel. You don't pay that on the booking platform.
The numbers, they give you the full amount right there. But then I can also sort this. I can do a bunch of different filtering. If I want to do, because
Oh, you certainly can't do that on Hotwire.
I'm a high roller. This is actually not the case. I'll stay anywhere. But like I wanted to sort it by star rating. I can then see the results there. And now I'm starting off at the higher end things with, Green Valley Ranch with the 8.6 excellent reviews. Again, 161 versus 211 per night. And then on total for those, 3 nights that I think I put in there, I'm saving, again, over $100 or close to $100, 561 versus 633. And again, guys, I mean, we're talking Trump Hotel. We're seeing all kinds of different things. I could sort it by
pass,
by, savings. Anyway, it's very, very powerful, very intuitive. And guys, very excited about all things Save Pro. So I'm going to go ahead real quick. I'm going to get out of this.
Chad, I love how prepared you are. I mean, it's just great. Don't look at us like that.
Okay, so guys, those are the 5 pillars of smart finance. Now you're wondering, okay, so all this sounds cool. This is a bunch of really cool things. How do I get access to this? Very simple. There is a $49.99 monthly charge.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's $49.99. Okay, I checked that Credit Versio thing. You can get that with credit monitoring for $19.99 a month. It's for holy fuck. $50 a month for people who are in debt. $50. They are utterly shameless. Utterly shameless. And that it doesn't even include the credit Versio thing. It's you only get 20% off of it. It's just a discount. Like, you don't actually, like, it's not included. They're so shameless.
To have access to this entire ecosystem. For those that are distributors, those that are out there selling this and sharing this with other people, there is a fast start or a renewal bonus of $10 every time the member renews, or every time the Smart Finance customer renews their membership, and also 15 BV that goes to it. Guys, really simple.
Do you understand that that is $600 a year? For what?
It's $49 a month. You can do the math real quick. 50 times 12, okay, like $600. That in of itself wouldn't pay for the debt software. That's how cool this program is.
But it literally would, because I checked. You can get it if you get the credit monitoring for $19.99 a month. Editing Mac here would like to add that if you put that $50 a month toward a credit card payoff, if you had a 19% interest rate, you would save about $300 in interest per year, and you would pay off that card much faster.
The savings you'll be able to achieve through Save Pro alone have the potential to far exceed the monthly fee. There's things I didn't mention this, but
that's a lot of cookies, Chad. That's a lot of cookies.
I've been a user of this of the Save Pro app for a little while because we wanted to test it and make sure we had a really good experience with it. So I took my family in the spring to Disneyland, and I actually booked my tickets through that app. And again, if those of you have ever booked tickets to Disneyland, you know that it's not like there's deals out there. You can't go find some guy that can save you a bunch of money when you're going to Disneyland. But we were able to save like $80 versus what it would have been for the few days we were there at the park. And
so now all you got to do is go to Disneyland, let's see, 7 times, and you'll almost have recouped the fee that you paid for this.
And it's $80 that I had to buy like a hot dog at the park, or like one thing, but still it was $80 that I was able to save booking it. So the savings are significant. There's all sorts of different online retailers. I was seeing one of our leaders talking about you can save money on actual like events and MBA related things like that. So $49 a month, guys, is an absolute slam dunk.
This sucks.
And that's what you pay for the Smart Finance ecosystem and get access to all of the things that I just talked about today. Okay, so real quick to wrap things up, we're just about there. I just wanted to toggle over and show everybody in the back office what it looks like and what we have in the back office. First of all, everybody that is in the United States will have access to this page. Okay, so this is something that is available to all US customers. This is not available outside the United States. These products are very much specific and geared towards the United States. But you can see here, these are all of this page is available to everybody, and you'll be able to come in here and do your own due diligence. We wanted to make this product a little different than most of our products, where you could come in and you could really wrap your head around. There's a lot going on here, right? We could have done this call and taken, 5 hours and gone through all of the specific details and demoed each of these products. We tried to go as fast as we can to show you, but we would invite everyone that's in the United States to come in now to, your My Products, below Education. You can see the Smart Finance tab. Click on that tab. And
God, I love that they've got both tabs on the left-hand side with a menu with menus below it, and they've got the 5 buttons going across here. Like, oh my God, pick one, just stop.
And just come click through and take a look at everything that is related to Smart Finance. There's a big button right here that says Get Smart Finance. Right now, I already have Smart Finance. I purchased it, so I have this, just the logo right here. But you'll be able to click on that button and get Smart Finance and purchase this product. You can see, like all of our other products, there's a video, a welcome video that we've created that you can learn about how to have success with each of these products. This one's just talking about Smart Finance generally, but I can go through each of the different products. So for example, let's just go over to Tax Pro. So I can click on Tax Pro, pops up in a new tab again, because there's so much going on with each one of these products. We want to make sure that you could go.
Jesus Christ, I thought that the UI was supposed to be so great.
Go and spend the time and you need to do. You have, again, a video would recommend you watch that just shows you how to utilize and have success with this product. And then just high level talking about everything we just discussed. talking about Carlton Dentist. But again, the offers that we discussed on the webinar, like for example, Carlton's discount, the 50% discount on Carlton's program, you can, click over to his website and learn all about it. You can visit the Tax Pro University.
See, it's something that you still have to pay for. You just get a 15% discount on it.
Which again, is in works. Again, we are positioning today's launch. It is a pre-launch. Those of you that have been here, you've seen the name. This is a pre-launch. We are probably 3 weeks from being fully launched, maybe call it 30 days, but we definitely didn't want to, limit anybody from getting in here, because all of the deals, all of the discounts, all the perks, all the benefits, they're available. They're ready to go. There are a few videos we're still just waiting on that are being kind of finished off, that we, just kind of finishing touches on this launch. So a couple items like that you'll be able to have access to over the coming days as they come in.
So basically they're already paying the people that they're the third parties that they're working with, but they haven't finished the shit that they were supposed to do yet. So they're opening it to you so they can start making money on it.
But you can right now go sign up for Carlton's programs. You can go to his website, do some of your own due diligence, and go sign up for one of his programs and get a 50% discount.
Yeah, so after you've already paid out $50 a month for this shit, then you can go pay for more shit that you'll get 50% off on. Yeah, so that's what iGenius is up to now. You can pay $50 a month to get a discount on more shit that you have to pay for that's not going to help you get out of debt, because it's not magic, because they're just flim-flamming you into that. And then directing their distributors to go scam more people into it, so that they can take advantage of people who are in debt, who are having problems with their taxes, or who are trying to get their credit back on track. They're utterly shameless. Gross. I've been Mac. Peace out. Bye!